welcome to yet another episode in my channel. Today I'm going to be talking or giving an encouragement to somebody who is trying to make up reasons or answering questions for things that are happening in life that don't really make sense, or things that they are seeking answers from God, or like questioning God and asking him, why are all these things happening to me? I'm pretty sure once in a while in life there are some things that just befalling you, and sometimes it's just so difficult to come up with an answer, or sometimes it's very easy to be angry at God and start questioning him and asking him, God, I've been faithful, or I've walked faithfully in your ways. Why would you allow some things like this to happen to me? Or I need you to let me know if it is a sin that I've committed, and try to show me where I went wrong so things like this don't happen in the future. And so I'm coming in this today to encourage somebody who might be going through things like that. And today I'm going to be talking about a story that most of you well know about. It's the book of Job, that can be found in Job, of course, the book of Job in the Bible. And Job has 42 chapters, and some of you who have read Job or who really understand Job, the story of Job, we all know that Job was a very rich man, and he was a faithful servant of God. And one day the devil was just walking to and fro, searching for somebody that he would make a fool of, or mess up their lives. And he happened to see Job, and Job was very faithful before God and everything. And the devil knew about that, and he said, you know what, I'm just gonna ask for permission to tempt Job and see whether he's going to denounce God, or I'm pretty sure he's gonna do that. And so when he asked for permission from God, which is ridiculous too, like the devil just goes and asks for permission to just tempt somebody. God gave him permission, but he told him, you can do everything, but do not touch his soul. So the devil, having that kind of opportunity and getting that kind of privilege, decides to go full force, and he knows exactly where to attack, and he knows where it hurts most. It is with materials or possessions. And with all of us, it's gonna hurt more if it's going to try you with your material possession. A material possession doesn't have to actually be money. Or possessions don't actually have to be money. It can even be children. You possess your children as your own, or your husband, or your wife, or your brother and sister, whoever you can possess and say my, that is a possession. So the devil knows exactly where to go for Job, and he just doesn't go in a slow pace, but he goes full blown, and he goes and tempts Job, and within a day whatever Job had is wiped. I mean, his children are gone, his animals are gone, his wealth is gone within a day. The only person he's left with by his side is the wife. And as we read through the chapters, we see Job just wondering why all these things happened. And when he starts questioning himself, he has his faithful friends, and it's good to have friends, because friends encourage you. Some friends may try to help you see some things that you're not seeing. And he had his faithful friends, 3 of them, that came and started talking to him and trying to make sense of what he could not understand. And instead of these people actually encouraging him, they started showing him some sin that might have been in his life that would have probably made him go through whatever he was going through. And you see chapter after chapter questioning him, maybe you did this, or this probably happened because of this and this. They are not actually giving him a solid answer that he's actually looking for. And sometimes me and you, or whoever it is, might be going through issues, and sometimes you ask for answers from friends, you ask for answers from family, and every time you ask for these answers, or you try to make up something, you seem not to be getting the right answer that you really need. Instead, you get more discouraged than you came up, in the first time. Job has his wife, and his wife is just so tired of what is going on. She like Job cannot make her or understand. And she's also frustrated. And one time she just comes and tells Job, why don't you curse God and die? I mean, that is a simple thing. It is just as simple as getting a gun and shooting your head. It's as simple as taking some overdosing and just dying. It's as simple as that. Instead of living every day being ridiculed by people around you, going hungry, or not even having your family like you used to do, why don't you just do this and end your life? And I'm pretty sure sometimes in life it is just so easy to just get the easiest option out, instead of trusting in God even when it hurts. It is so easy to just get an easy way out. And we see Job going through chapter by chapter with all these people questioning him or trying to make up an answer for him that is not satisfactory. And I wonder, as he was going through what he was even thinking in his mind that is not even recorded in the Bible, I wonder what he was going on through his mind, And the funny thing, Job has 42 chapters. The book of Job is a book that is composed of 42 chapters. And the funny thing is that throughout the chapters, the first chapter is an introductory chapter where it talks about what was happening at that time that Job was tempted, and what Job had and what Job lost. And then from around the second chapter all the way to chapter number 37 is just talking about the different friends and what they were trying to make up, encouraging him or trying to help him come up with a solution. Then after all these chapters, which I'm not sure even how many days or years or months they lasted, then God shows up in chapter 38. And this is where the irony just comes in. And when God comes in, you would think after Job has searched and searched for an answer to his questions, God would just majestically just walk in and tell him, oh, brother Job, I am so proud of you. You have been tried and tested. And because of this, I am going to reveal to you what the answer is. And this is the answer. The devil came and he asked for permission. And knowing you, Job, I knew there was no way you could denounce me. I knew there was no way you could just let go. And I knew you were a faithful servant. And that's why I allowed actually the devil to tempt you. There was nothing major. I just wanted to prove to the devil that I am strong enough, that I am powerful enough, not only to just allow you to go through the temptation, but to even restore you. God comes in chapter number 38, and thinking that God would just come and answer all these questions was a ridicule, because when God comes in, instead of giving him the answers, let me read for you. I can't memorize all this. But then God answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this who darkness counsel by words without knowledge? Now prepare yourself like a man. I will answer you. I'll question you and you shall answer me. So look at the irony. So God tells him, brace yourself. I'm going to question you and you are going to answer me. So it's like there is no end to this questioning. There is no end. There is no answer coming in like Job expected. Instead, God is going to ask him more questions like Job is asking himself or asking God. And God is expecting Job to actually answer him. And he starts questioning this poor servant. He says, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have the understanding. Who determined its measurement? Surely you know, and this is not about it. For the rest of chapter 38, chapter 39, and all the way to the end, God is actually trying to question Job with questions that are supposed to help Job reflect on how superior God is, making his problems, Job's problem, seem very minute. You get what I'm saying? God is trying to question Job and helping him understand how God in his majesty is more superior than his problem, actually minimizing his problems, making his problem seem small. And that is a message that God is trying to tell us every day. When you feel like you have reached the end of it, when you feel like it is easy to just end the situation and die, God is trying to tell you to understand that God, in all his superiority, he is much bigger than the problem that you're facing. Is it the problem of lacking a job, looking for a spouse, looking for a child, trying to get pregnant? Is it the problem of divorce? Is it the problem of depression? What is going on around you? God is trying to tell you that he is more superior than the problem you think is big, And I just want to encourage somebody, because sometimes we want to ask questions for what is going on around us. We really are looking for the answer instead of understanding the process and understanding the bigness or understanding the power that God has over our problems. Sometimes we are just so eager to get the answer, and sometimes those answers will not even help us in any way. They are just going to be, like a confirmation, or they are going to be a closure or something, but they are not going to actually heal us. You get what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you, because one time in life when I was in college, and this is a very funny story, I had a relationship with a guy that I loved, that I was head over heels, and we had a group of friends that all of them were dating, and we would go out and have fun and come back to college, and it was some nice times that we were all having together as as friends. And one day the guy that I was in a relationship with just went mute, and he went mute. He would not answer my calls, he would not reply to my text messages. I tried to reach out through his friends. I was not getting an answer, and I was trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? What did I say? How did I behave? I was just trying. I was going crazy trying to look for that answer. Why? Because I felt like if I really did something that made him mad to a point that he refused to answer me or even call me back, then that must have been a very huge mistake. And I need to find out the answer, because I don't want to mess up in my next relationship. I knew this was gone, but I was fearing for myself for the next relationship, because I didn't want to repeat the same mistakes that I had made with the previous relationship. And I tried everything that I could not get an answer. And I was praying, I was crying, I was fasting. And one time, God, in all his mystery, revealed to me to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. The book of Ecclesiastes, for those who are familiar with it, chapter 3 especially, it talks about a season and a time for everything under heaven. There's a time to be born and a time to die and everything. But the verse that he spoke to me about, I think was verse 6 or 7, I'm not sure. But the verse talks about there is a time to search and a time to give up. And God was trying to tell me, Caroline, wake up. It is time to give up looking for answers. Move on. He has moved on. Move on with your life. And that verse was just so healing and refreshing to my soul, that when I woke up from that, when I got up out of my knees, I was so strengthened. I knew God was with me, because he was telling me, Caroline, you don't need this man, or this man doesn't need you. You need to move on in life. I got better plans for you. You need to search. You need to stop searching for answers and trust me for your future, because I know what your future holds, and I'm going to lead you through this future. I'm trying to give this as an encouragement to somebody who might be going through issues, trying to look for answers, trying to make up an answer for whatever you're going through, seeking God, praying and fasting, and no answer seems to be coming through. I just want you to understand that God is not so interested in giving you an answer as to why these things are happening. He just wants to reveal to you that he has power. Like he revealed to Job through his questioning, he had more power over the universe, over things that he did not even think about. When he asked questions like where are you when the wild goat is giving birth? You don't think about the mountain goats and what is happening in their lives. You don't even think about the storeroom of the snow or the rain. Those are some things that you have no control about. But God is in control and is thinking about such things, So God is going to give you an answer in his superiority, trying to help you understand that your problem is not as big as you're making it sound, that God is in control of those big problems that you're going through, and much more than that, and that you need to trust him, because he knows what is best for you. He knows your future, And he knows probably even though he gives you that answer that you're dying to have, is not even gonna help you heal your heart. So he just wants you to know that he is God. He wants you to be still and know that he is God. If there's anything that you need to get an encouragement to do, just know that be still and know that he is God. All I had for you today. I hope somebody got encouraged. If you like what you got today, share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel, and hit the notification button so that anytime that I upload a video, you'll be notified and you'll be able to watch and get encouragement. That's all I had for you.